And we are live here at Eastlake Live. This
Finally.
is finally. This is Tardy Tuesday here on Eastlake Live. It is Tuesday, April the 28th. We've been doing this 27 weekdays in a row. 30 minutes of information and
inspiration
for the Smith Mountain Lake community and the entire
cosmos.
So we're glad you were there. So many of you. Now, I've noticed that so many of you just are with us. Like before we even are on, people are with us. Again.
It has nothing to do with the fact that we are late coming on.
No. They're
Nothing
just with
all.
us. So what we need you to do is go and share this with your friends, your neighbors, and those whom you are socially distancing from today, and tell them to join us for Eastlake Live.
It's such a simple thing to do.
You know what, Ben? There's really, in a complicated world,
sharing
this is as simple as it gets.
Really simple.
This is as simple as it gets to simply share. And while your neighbors are probably watching Fox News, MSNBC, or CNN, and laying there, rolling through the tissues, which maybe while there's a toilet tissue issue, they're rolling through the tissues, crying and weeping over the situation. They could tune right here, and they could be better.
Have their spirits lifted.
Was all of that in the script?
Encouraged.
Was all of that in the script? Today is Tuesday, April the 28th. We're glad you have joined us. Thank you for doing that. We got a good show for you today.
Yeah. So many really cool announcements to make today.
Big announcements.
I
mean, you know what? Here's the deal. This is such a good show that Jonathan Brown is not the only one with good news.
That's true.
This is such a good show that we're going to have, Jonathan Brown's going to have to step his game up to be good news. But you know what I noticed about this show? I've been sort of looking at the analytics. Our viewership peaks, not with Charles Billingsley, not with the former head of the CDC, not with Grammy-nominated singers.
But with good news with JB.
Good news with JB.
Yes.
The viewership goes up.
We get the most comments at that point, too. People just are like, yes, it's JB.
Yeah, it's you
I've
know
not
what?
had
Actually,
anybody had that kind of expression when they see us on.
no. JB has become the good news. He himself
Is the embodiment of good
All right, so today we're going to give away.
We're going to give away another Eastlake Live t-shirt, which somehow we don't actually have one right here to show you.
Yes.
We'll have one before the end of the show
Brand
to show
new
you.
T-shirts.
Brand new
Eastlake.
Eastlake Live COVID-19 pandemic 2020.
I was there shirts.
I was there. We're going to give that away today again. And by the way, those aren't in stock yet. They will be here
Later in the week.
this week. Yep.
2 were in stock.
2 are in stock. One has been worn by me. The other one has not
The other
been
one
worn
has
yet.
been worn by me this morning when I was doing my devotions early and writing my devotional.
So it's not here.
It's not here.
So I lied. We won't have one to show by the end of this show.
So we'll have Eastlake Live shirt to give away today. You tell us your size. We'll do that. And the coffee house will be open at Eastlake Community Church today at 11. As a matter of fact, we'll take a look at this ad and we'll be right back. And we are back. What do you order when you go to the coffee shop?
A croissant.
A croissant.
Croissant.
Enough of that. Enough of that. So big things this week in store. We go through Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Eastlake Live goes to a weekly event on Friday, except for we are going to
Wait,
be...
there's more.
There is more. So we're going to be telling you about that in just a moment. But Eastlake Live will go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Big stuff going on this week. We have some Thursday's show.
It's going to be off the chain.
Should break all records.
Yeah, it might even go long.
It might even go long because we've got our wives going to be on show with us.
I talked to Cora last night, and she's in.
And we've been saying when we get to 100,000 or 200,000 or 800,000, we're going in the lake. Well, you need to stay tuned on Thursday because there just might be some video footage that would be relevant to that discussion. So that is Thursday. Tomorrow, we're going to have with us House of Delegate member Kathy Byron talking about government and the state of Virginia. She is the second ranking Republican in the House of Delegates. You don't want to miss that. I talked to her again yesterday, but again this morning. She's going to be with us talking government issues tomorrow.
So, like we said, we got a couple big announcements that we want to make, and I'll make the first one. Mm-hmm. So, today, this morning, 9:30 a.m. for the first time, Today?
Yes.
Eastlake's online store went live, and so we have gear like this shirt that I'm wearing. We got the Eastlake Live shirts on there. We got hats. We got mugs. We got cups. We got what else? We got
several different styles of shirts. Everybody wants these jackets. Don't you think these jackets are good?
Yeah. They're
sold out.
Not there yet.
So we are going to be ordering more of these. The Eastlake store is live. The link to that store.
Yep. All you need to do is go to www.eastlake-church.com/shop, or just go to www.eastlake-church.com, and up at the top you'll see a tab that says shop, and it'll take you to our store, and you can buy all the stuff.
So can you come into our store, or is ours like pick up at the curb only?
So this is a pickup only, but you come in.
Kind of like Wendy's.
Yeah.
Drive-through open, please stay
But
home.
stay home.
Please
Yeah.
stay home. That was Wendy's.
So you can pick up your merchandise on Tuesday or Thursday between 9 and 4, and that'll be right here at Eastlake.
Hey, share this video. We've got a great guest here. Actually, we're going for a trifecta today with this guest.
Yes.
We're going to talk about money today.
Yep.
Many of you waiting on your stimulus check. Some of your businesses are waiting on the PPP, the stock market. We are here today with Josh Stamm, president of Legacy Wealth Management. He's going to be with us after this. Yep. But Ben, this video that we have shows maybe, because I'm thinking now, we're not thinking about what do we do when we come back and how to get back. So what are we thinking? What's it going to be like?
I think it's going to be pretty exciting on our first Sunday back. Who knows when that will be? But I don't know. I sort of tend to think I might be a little giddy.
Yeah, Ben's going to look just like this guy when we come back.
Say.
Well, oh, okay. Well, oh, I'm gonna do it here. Well.
So you think that's it?
I think that's it. I don't know. But I tend to think I'll be a little giddy seeing everybody. Yep.
Josh Stamm is here with us today. Josh, good to see you, man.
Hey, good to see you, Pastor.
Third, we're going forward. We call it
The three-peat.
the three-peat. This is the three-peat, the trifecta. Josh has been a guest on it, and partly because there's a lot in the world about money.
I've heard that.
The government's sending money to people.
Trying to.
Government's paying people to stay home, or trying to. And then government's helping businesses, and then the stock market. Oh, yeah,
That thing.
So let's talk about it. People have been getting their stimulus checks.
Yep.
And the question is, have you received your stimulus check?
I got mine yesterday.
You got yours yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, Josh,
Yep.
who has received the stimulus?
So 88 million households have received it so far.
Boom.
That's right.
Yes.
62 million have not.
Oh, boy.
But
That's bad news.
we think there's a lot of payments going out this week to Social Security recipients.
Okay.
And those people that actually paid taxes in 18 and 19, they were delayed. So if you got a refund, it seems like you got your money first.
Okay.
So another 62 million households is probably going to take another month or so to get them out to everybody.
Okay, so if a person's sitting at home, they're on Social Security, they probably are in the later
Yeah, it
way.
may come this week. We're hearing rumors that they may start going out this week. Don't know.
Get up at 2 in the morning and refresh your banking app.
Every 3 minutes, just refresh it.
See what happens. So, conflicting information around the unemployment payments in Virginia. So, talk to us about that.
Yeah, so they started actually now putting the extra $600 a week. That started to happen as of about 2 weeks ago. So if you filed unemployment through the state of Virginia and you received benefits, you're now getting an extra $600 a week to come in those benefits. That's
Did that come directly from Donald Trump or the government?
well, the checks say Trump on it, but I don't think the unemployment does. So
You know what? I don't think he meant to do that.
no, totally not.
Not in an election year, do you?
No, he's a very humble man.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he wouldn't
So,
do that.
so that's a good thing, right? People making extra money.
Yeah, it is in the short term, the answer is yes. The problem is, and we'll kind of bleed into that PPP thing you were mentioning, a lot of small businesses got these loans and are getting these loans.
Yep.
But they only have 8 weeks to spend that money on payroll. And so a lot of places, if I'm a waiter or waitress, or I work in the service industry, let's say I was making $500-600 a week doing that, the employer now has this pot of money they got to spend, but that person may be making $800 or $900 a week on unemployment. So we
So
have
now I
this,
can't afford the waitress.
so it's this really weird time where we have the government providing such robust benefits that employers now are faced with this really crazy dilemma.
And so let me ask you a question to that. If a small business, a little restaurant gets the PPP,
Yep.
but their waiters aren't waiting
Yeah.
and they don't spend that money,
Yeah.
that becomes a loan.
Correct.
And they have to pay it back.
Yeah, so if they spend it on a qualified expense, payroll being the biggest one of those,
Yep.
it's a grant. They get to basically, it's forgiven.
Okay.
If they don't, then it's a loan. Now, the good news is it's low interest. It's like 1%.
Okay.
But they still have to repay that loan back to the federal government.
So let me ask you this question. Let's say that Johnny's Taco Shop
Yeah, great place out here.
has $100,000 in cash in the bank.
Yep.
This pandemic hits. This is a scenario I'm interested in, so it's probably not on our sheet, but I want to. The
fine.
pandemic hits.
Yeah.
Johnny has to lay off all of his taco makers.
All of them.
So he gets, let's say that Johnny gets $40,000 for payroll
Okay.
for the period
Yep.
from the PPP.
Yep.
And let's say that Johnny's such a nice guy that he goes ahead and he pays his people for staying at home.
Yeah.
But he doesn't dip into his. He pays it out of the 100,000.
Yep.
Doesn't use the 40,000. Is that a loan, or as long as he pays the payment?
Yeah, regardless of where the cash came from.
Okay.
As long as he has qualifying expenses. Now here, if you want to go one level deeper into the taco,
Yeah.
his taco makers probably will be angry with him.
So what you're saying is then they're making 800 or 900, and they're saying, "Don't pay me, Johnny."
Right. Yeah.
Donnie pays more than Johnny.
Yeah, and so for the next 2 months, we have this tug of war between the federal government's unemployment payments stacked on Virginia's and that private business who wants to get back to life and keep his people going. It's a really crazy next 2-3 months.
Wow.
So, go ahead.
So what happens when all this is done and we go back to work? Right? I mean, what do
Where's
employers
the taco
do then?
makers?
Yeah, so what's crazy is that taco maker at Johnny's Wild Tacos is going to have to make a decision. Do I want to go back to work and save my job?
Yep.
Or do I want to watch some Netflix in my PJs for the next couple months and roll the dice that my job will be there when I get off unemployment? Now, the other wrinkle is,
Oh boy.
I know, sorry, one more wrinkle.
No.
Is the unemployment benefit has to come through Johnny's Tacos. So if Johnny says to the taco makers, come back to work, and they say no, technically he can shut off their unemployment because he can say, I offered him a job. And now Johnny at the taco is now ticked off all his employees because he kicked them off the major taco money.
This is like a twisted
Oh, yeah.
suspense thriller of
Yeah.
a movie.
When you write a bill for 880 pages and you stuff it through in a couple of weeks, you don't think about these little paradigms that are happening
Okay.
out there.
So now let's talk about the PPP, Paycheck
Yep.
Protection Program.
Yep.
How's that working? I heard they run out of money.
Yeah, so let me just ask you guys a question. You've asked me a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Does a business that does about $469 million in revenue, does that sound like a small business to you?
That is
Sounds
not
pretty big.
That is a big business.
A big business. Well, they got $30 million of the small business loan money. That's Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. So now,
How much did you say they have? They're worth 500.
well, they've made $469 million last year.
Yeah, and that was like 3 meals.
That's,
That was like me and my wife going out 3 times.
yeah,
469
it's amazing.
million.
That's right. So let me ask you one more question. What about
Yeah.
a $409 million business? Does that sound like a small business?
No.
It doesn't.
No. But if a $468 million business, maybe so.
Okay. So that's Potbelly sandwiches. If you've ever been to like a big city and there's this sandwich chain called Potbelly,
Belly sandwich.
Yeah.
It's $409 million.
they got $10 million of the small business money. So what happened was a lot of these businesses found these loopholes.
Yep.
They didn't ban the publicly traded companies, and so these businesses, they didn't break the law, but they maybe broke a moral code. And so now a lot of shaming going on out there. And so you may have heard of Shake Shack.
Yeah, I've heard that.
They gave their money back. That was $10
on
million.
Good News a couple weeks ago
Oh,
where
nice.
they had to give their money back.
Yeah.
Made it sound like they were benevolent.
Right. Look what we did.
Look what we did.
We gave back your money that you
We
gave
care
back.
so deeply.
Yeah.
Jonathan's going to have to pick it up another notch.
Yeah.
Because that really wasn't good
That's
news.
kind of fake good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonathan is now guilty of fake good news.
That-
Fake good news. So, any good news
About the program?
about the program?
Yeah.
So there is another piece of money that they approved. Again, our grandkids will be paying for this 20, 30, 40 years from now.
Sorry, Carson.
Sorry, but $350 million, and the Treasury now has put some handcuffs on that. No publicly traded companies.
Oh, okay.
You got to be below a certain size limit. And so that money is supposed to be being released this week. So
Yeah.
we've heard from some businesses this morning. We've heard some good news that some small businesses are getting that money. And hopefully this will actually get into the right hands. These businesses that are 5 and 10 people, 20 people that are just dying for this money to help keep their business alive through
Yep.
this time. So hopefully this next big chunk of money gets where it needs to go.
Let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about the markets. What are some of the craziest things that
Yeah.
you've seen in the markets lately?
So oil, right? I don't know if you've seen anything on the news.
They're paying people to take oil.
They're paying people to take oil. So there's two different, when we talk about oil, and I'll try to keep it not crazy here, but you have the price of a barrel of oil. That
Yep.
actually dropped to about $12 a week or so ago. Then you have the future price of oil because these guys will lock in their prices for the first of the month, for May and for June and for July.
okay.
It's kind of how they try to stabilize the price. What happened in May was a futures contract for oil went negative for the first time in history because they didn't have any place to put the oil. They literally have pumped so much oil.
That is the first time I've heard that explained, and that's because I'm like, how do you pay people to take oil? You can't
Yeah,
do that.
right.
It's futures.
It's futures. And so what's happened
Okay.
is the futures contracts went negative because there was no place, even if I wanted to buy the oil, there's no place to store it.
I have five-gallon gas cans in my garage.
Well,
Can I buy? They pay me $30 a gallon to take.
well, you just have a place to put it. They're not going to let you pour it on the ground. So you may need you have a swimming pool. Give it a try. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Give it a try. So that's been crazy because people think, oh well, the oil price has gone negative. No, it's really the futures contract. But still, we think the price of gas could go maybe down to $1 in Virginia, maybe less, depending on how long this lasts.
That's kind of one of those good news, bad news things.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Yep.
So obviously the first quarter of the year, January, February, March,
Yeah.
we kind of got the numbers from that.
Yep.
The second quarter, April, May, and June,
Yep.
is we're going to get punched in the gut.
It's gonna be
Should we
ugly.
expect the stock market to crash
Yeah.
when they get those numbers?
So we think that most of that bad stuff has been priced in, right? So initially when the market reacted, it was looking at like millions of deaths in America. The market priced in like an 80% hit to corporate earnings all over the planet. It's not going to be that bad, we think.
Okay.
The problem is we don't know where this unemployment number kind of stabilizes out. And what's it look like? We talked about PPP. Do people go back to work sooner? Go against their own self-interest?
Yep.
We think the damage is done in the market, but it's going to be choppy for a while. As these numbers come out in the second quarter and people start to understand what it really looks like, it's going to be choppy. So it's not going to be sunshine and roses. We'll see some more volatility, but there's still tremendous opportunities out there.
All right, is it true that you're recommending people take all their money out of savings and go play the lottery?
That is not true.
Okay, good.
That
I
is,
just
that
wanted
is
to
not that is not the right statement. No. But there are good places to buy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So we've talked a little bit on the show about the Eastlake Coronavirus Benevolent Fund.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about how the folks at Eastlake can help those around us that are hurting a little bit.
Sure. You know, one of the things that we've talked about this is there are people in the church that, through no fault of their own, have lost their job, aren't able to maybe pay that mortgage or keep the lights on, and so we want to have this fund available. And I think if I was watching the show last week, right, Pastor Dale's kind of taking point on this as
Yeah.
far as emails to him, and then we want to, have the church that wants to help maybe donate part of that stimulus
Yeah.
money or donate an offering if you want to make that, so that we can help make an impact to those families that really need it in the church. And so I think if anybody's out there and you want to make a donation, It's going to go 100% to these families in need.
Yep.
Church isn't going to take a piece of it. There's no commission coming off of it. It's going to help these families that through no fault of their own find themselves in a really tough situation.
The other thing we're doing is the shirts that we ordered, the Eastlake Live shirts, paid $9 for them. We're selling them for $20, and $11 of that goes into this fund as well.
Nice.
Which, by the way, do you know how you win who gets the giveaway today, Ben? Do you know? Let's see if we can let's see if we can stump Josh on this is the new segment called Stump Josh on the show.
So Josh, do you know the name of our show's producer?
Technical producer.
Technical
director.
producer.
I know pretty much everyone associated with the show. I could probably guess, but I don't know if I
We
know.
might not want you to guess. So if you can tell us in the comments the name of the technical producer of this show, and the more of his name you get, so in other words, not just his nickname, but more of the full name, even the middle name, your chances go up for random selection to be the giveaway winner. Do you know?
Nice.
And if you stay to the end and see the credits, you will know.
But you have to guess before that.
Before the credits.
Oh yeah, we're giving it away before the credits. That's the answer sheet
Yeah.
that comes out at the end of class.
Yeah.
So, Josh, thank you again for being on here.
Sure.
Let me ask you, you were on here, first week of the show,
Yep.
5 weeks ago. Sitting here today,
Yep.
you feel better or worse than you did sitting here that day?
Oh, there's no question better. I mean, the fact that they were talking about, we still don't fully understand this thing, right? But they were talking literally millions of people in America losing their lives. And I think certainly the social distancing and those things have helped, but we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? This isn't going to go on forever. I think we're going to start to see things open up in May, maybe not all the way up, but businesses are they're getting restless, right?
Yep.
They're going to start saying, I have rights here. I want to be able to open up. Certainly be cautious, but I feel tons better. And I think the economy understands second quarter is going to be bumpy, but there is light at the end of this tunnel. It really is going to be, we're going to be okay.
So the ultimate question is, who gets out first? Us or Pastor Troy's chickens? I have 8 baby chicks that are in a cage, and when they get old enough, which is in the next 4 to 6 weeks, we're going to let them out. Do they get out before we get out?
I'm betting us.
You think we beat the chickens?
Yeah, I think we beat the chickens.
All right, right now
hope
we're
so.
ahead. Chickens
so.
were in first place last week. I
Really?
mean, I was literally thinking they would be die of old age before we got out.
We're going to get out.
All right, we're going to be right back. Ben, what are we introducing here next?
I don't know.
Oh, when you're bored, go to the garage, find a ping pong table, and just randomly select objects and play some ping pong like these young boys did
you
during
can't just
quarantine.
play boring old ping pong.
No, you got to play shovel, basket, ping pong.
Whatever
Watch
works.
this. I'll tell you what, guests don't get any better than Josh Stam, do they?
No. That's why we've done 3 times with them.
Because
So,
Josh can, he always cheers me up because he also is our financial advisor. So anyways, now that was fun. Those guys were pretty creative, weren't they?
It is time for
The most.
the most wonderful and look forward to an anticipated part of the show, Good News with JB.
Good news with JB. Watch
Hey,
the ratings soar.
I can feel them going up right now.
Actually-
The now fact-checked JB.
The now fact-check JB.
This is
that,
terrible.
that sandwich shop,
Yeah.
Junior Bob, whatever their name was.
You know what? At least they gave it back. They were guilted into giving it back.
They
So,
gave it back. Yeah, they gave it back at gunpoint.
Yeah.
And 3 legal case. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Jonathan,
All
good
right.
news is today.
Good
Let me ask you
news.
first question.
Yep.
When are you jumping in the lake?
When we get to 1.5 million recoveries,
Jonathan will be
might
swimming in the lake this summer. All right, so we're going to
So-
be, stay tuned for the jumping in the lake thing.
yeah, there's good news coming on that. I hope that I live through it. So, hey, let's keep the financial theme going through good news. How about
All right,
we do that?
all right, let's
So,
do it.
a lot of people are making masks, right? There's a couple ladies down in Houston who made some masks and decided to be very nice and give 2 to Willie Nelson and his wife. So,
Really?
yeah, that was nice of them. But Willie Nelson had a better idea. He signed them and allowed them to be auctioned off so that these ladies could get more fabric and keep giving away masks.
You
So
think
that's very generous.
I'll bet Willie Nelson is tired of being quarantined
Yeah.
and he wants to get on the road again.
On the road
You know,
again.
yeah.
Did you feel that one
It's-
coming?
You know what? You're
I didn't.
amazing,
I
man.
thought you were gonna go somewhere with like smoking weed. or
On the
something.
road
I
is a
don't-
great
I
place
didn't
to
know
go.
where you were
Yeah,
going.
he would be a high risk category with his lungs in the condition they're in. Go ahead.
Here's the deal. This morning, those 2 masks were worth over $4,500.
Really?
So that's pretty serious. That's pretty
Really?
serious. Okay. Anthony Rizzo is some guy.
He's a baseball player.
Oh, Ben, you know
Go
who that
Cubs!
is? Oh,
Go
all right.
Cubs, go!
Well, he wanted to do something to help, so he decided to give away a game day experience at Wrigley, tickets
Which
for
isn't
8
happening,
people.
right?
For
Huh?
2024.
Yeah, sometime in 3 years. Anyway, this whole package went for $65,000 to help those in need. So great job, Anthony.
Way to go.
Great job. And I love this
Tony.
story.
Tony.
You got, oh, sorry, Tony. I'm still new to this
Tony
whole
Rizzo.
baseball thing. Do you guys remember Tom Moore? I did this story back several weeks.
Moore.
He was a World War II veteran, 99 years old, was doing laps in his garden to raise money.
And he
Yeah,
got
and
Do you
he's
COVID.
like
remember that?
100 yeah,
no.
no.
He had raised $6 million.
Yes, I
Listen,
remember that
but
story.
here's the deal. That was chump change. Donations kept pouring in for Tom. He set the Guinness World Record title for the most money raised by an individual through a walk.
Really?
Here's how much he raised. Over $35 million for the National Health Service in Britain through that
Tom,
effort. So great
keep
job,
walking.
Tom. It's
Keep
never
walking,
too
Tom.
late.
All right.
All right, recovery numbers. You ready?
Let me guess. 924.
No, we're over a million. We're over a million because you heard him say
888
when we get to
yesterday.
1.5 million.
So yesterday was 888.
88. He's close.
924. 924.
935.
When we get to 936,000 recoveries, we will go.
We might have
into
passed that a half hour ago. There's your good news.
Jonathan, that's good.
you, Jonathan.
Good news. Thank you very much. We're gonna
All right.
watch. We're gonna
Yeah,
watch
we
a
got
video.
another video. We got another video, and sometimes during this whole thing, most of you probably feel like this kid. We just get so bored that even the slightest little thing makes us really happy. Check this out.
Here he comes. Get ready.
More.
He's gone. Maybe tomorrow.
I think we've all gained an appreciation for the little things in life, just like that little kid. When the car went by, he was pumped.
Yeah.
So the giveaway winner today, who knows the name of our technical producer?
We had a lot of right answers.
We had a lot of right answers,
Yep.
but there was the rightest of right answers.
Through the random bingo ball cycle of choosing the winner, we came up with
The winner is Nancy Stoffer.
Nancy Stock.
You win a T-shirt that says Eastlake Live, I was there, COVID-19 pandemic. So,
Congratulations.
you know, the encouraging word for today is, I was reading in Luke chapter 18, Jesus said, don't stop praying. Don't stop asking. Don't stop even, quote, bothering the judge. And our commitment today is we are trusting and believing in the Lord. We're continuing to seek Him, and we know that He's the good judge. He's ultimately in control. He can do whatever He chooses, and those who trust in Him will not be disappointed. So keep trusting in the Lord. This has been a good show. Take care of your neighbor. We're going to be back here tomorrow with Kathy Byron at 10 a.m. Don't miss it. God bless you. Be encouraged. We're Christians. See you tomorrow.
Fast-moving developments involving the coronavirus here in the U.S.
It's an all-hands-on-deck effort.
Devastating economic impact of COVID-19 on American families.
With 115 fatalities, there will be more cases.
Dell'Italia è nelle nostre mani.
Nobody can come save me. I can't even walk out of the room.
Food lines growing in this country.
Our family wasn't able to get any food.
The debate over when to reopen the nation continues to rage.
Churches may be empty today, and they certainly are. And many sit in absolute despair. The entire world is being told this is bad, this is going to get worse, today's the peak day for death. But at the same time, Jesus has come to overcome sin and sickness and death. The three most prominent things in our world right now.